live.
Are y'all ready to have some good old fried pork chops? Tonight we are frying pork chops. We are making some okra because we got it coming out of the garden. I am going to make some fried cornbread. I'm frying everything. I'm frying pork chops. I'm frying okra. I'm frying cornbread. And I'm making stewed potatoes. Yummy, yum. Where you take the half and half, put in the cornstarch, thicken it. It's so good. So I just have 2 more okras to cut up. You can hear my potatoes over there. They're starting to talk to me, which means that they are getting warm enough to boil. And those potatoes are going to take about 12 minutes. So I'm about to start a timer since they're ready. I thought I'd put a little bit of this pepper in here because we're getting it out of the garden and we've let it sit out there long enough that it's turned red. It's not a hot pepper, it's a sweet pepper. So I thought I'd put just a little bit in here in the okra. Why not? All right. I came over here to do something about, now I can't remember what I was going to do. Can't remember, Daddy. Well, anyway. Oh, I was going to set the timer. That's why I was walking over there. That's not quite boiling yet, but it's about to be. So I'm going to set the kitchen timer on 12 minutes. And we'll have supper here in a minute, y'all. Now we're going to put a little buttermilk in this okra.
What are you going to put them onions in?
My fried cornbread.
Okay.
I'm going to fry a little bit of cornbread, y'all. I don't never do that for y'all. And so tonight, I'm putting a little salt in here, a little pepper in here. I'm not forgetting tonight. I'm on time. Let's go ahead and salt this too. Pepper. And this is all we like on pork chops for the most part, salt and pepper. We love just the flavor of the pork. And I put enough on one side that I don't have to do both sides. And you want to salt it right before you cook it. You don't want to let it sit here with salt on it. And neither do you want to do that with steak, okay? When you make steak, you salt it right before it hits the pan, or at least an hour before it hits the pan, is the goal. All right, we are doing it. My oil is getting warm. I'm going to mix this up and throw some flour in it. Now, somebody said if you're Southern, you put cornmeal in your okra. And what they don't realize is I am Southern. I'm as Southern as you can get. Everybody makes stuff a little bit different. Now, I grew up with Mama putting cornmeal mix. We use cornmeal mix in the South. We don't use cornmeal, for one, which is something I learned later. But anyway, Mama did it. She put cornmeal mix in this as well as flour, but I like it to be all flour. I think it's crunchier, and the breading stays on there a lot better. And if you've never tried it, try using buttermilk. There it goes. I was waiting on that. Try using buttermilk and self-rising flour just one time. Try it. That's ready. Ready for the skillet. Pretty. Now we're going to do our chops up. Right quick. We're going to mix this up some cornbread. For the chops, all I do is dip them. I'm going to go ahead and just make me a little bit of fried cornbread. I've got an egg in there. This is just white lily cornmeal mix. And we're going to use buttermilk, an egg, a little oil in it. I'm going to put a little bit of onion in it. And that's all we're going to have. That's going to be our bread tonight. Y'all, how you doing on a Sunday evening? We are doing amazing. We're going to be even better when we get our bellies full. So y'all tell me, I'm pretty much making hush puppies and calling it fried cornbread. Because you know what? I don't know why people carry on about hot water cornbread, because it's the most boring thing I've ever tasted in my life. Back in the day, they had to eat it that way because they didn't have a choice. And we have a choice. So I like to put something in my cornbread. And you know what else is good in it? Pepper. Pepper's really good in it. Okay, we're going to get these in here and a little flour on them. And when I do pork chops with bone-in, I don't dip them in anything. I just batter them in self-rising flour. And I push it on there good. Put it on there good, y'all. It's all you need. And you need the grease to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
That is Farming Pastor's wife's motto. If you've never seen her, Farming Pastor's wife, on YouTube, she's a farming pastor's wife. And her motto is, if the grease is hot enough, you can fry anything. And you know what? People do fry anything. They really do. All right, that's all there is to it. Now we're going to rinse our hands off. We're going to start frying all this stuff up all at one time. The only thing I don't have ready is something to put my fried okra on. So we got to get that ready. But everything else is good. I'm going to use this spoon to mix this up. And I should have about the right, oh, I didn't put any oil in this. I'm about out of oil, y'all. I'm going to use some olive oil. Old Popeye's olive oil. And since you're frying this in the skillet, you don't want it to be real runny. You don't want it to be that dry either. Whoa. And this ain't a recipe. This is just me throwing something together. So it was a cup of cornmeal mix, a little bit of onion, an egg, a little bit of oil, and enough milk to make it about like that. About like that. Y'all ready to fry everything? Frying, frying, frying. Let me get me some utensils before you get situated, Daddy. And then you can get situated. We're going to drop this okra first.
It's not hot enough, I don't think.
Oh. It's close. You'll turn it up a little. You always want to put a little test piece in there to see how hot it is. I can do this with my fried cornbread. This looks hot enough. No, it ain't either. I got them on low, y'all. Just enough to get it warm. All right. So as soon as that starts to sizzle in here, we can do that. Now for our potatoes back here, we're doing a whole meal. And I'm going to get me something to put the okra on. And then for our potatoes, I'll show y'all what we're going to do while we're waiting on that oil. Here's our okra pan. I think the okra's ready to go in. So that's okra and a little bit of, what do you call it?
Pepper.
Pepper. Good job, Daddy. Get it going. All right, there's that. Now for our stewed potatoes, they're going to boil 12 minutes. And then after they boil 12 minutes, this is what we're going to add to them. You can come on around here, Chris. I'm going to put in a half cup of half and half, and it's cold out of the refrigerator. Well, Chris, I've got to mix it up too.
Okay.
And then I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch in here. And we're going to add it to our potatoes once they boil the 12 minutes. You really should mix this up with a fork or a whisk. But I had the spoon getting it out of there, so I'll try to smash it up in there like this. It's going to thicken it. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I got to get a whisk.
Yep.
Let's drop these pork chops. They're ready to drop. Come on around. Here we go. Bone-in pork chops. Going in. 1, 2. That's our piece of fried cornbread. And this is a half of one of the chops. We got enough in the pack that I couldn't make. I wanted to freeze half of it, so I had to half one so that they'd be equal. I thought, well, Marcy will get a little bite that way, or Chris can eat more than one. He always likes to have a little bit more than one pork chop. Okay. And I'm going to try to whisk this together. So it's cornstarch and half and half. And it's going to thicken up our, I'm going to put a little bit more milk in it. There ain't enough in there to stir it up with. This is going to make our stewed potatoes a little bit thick. And they're almost a lot like a potato soup. The only difference in my potato soup and my stewed potatoes is that I don't put, I put some bouillon in my potato soup. So this will finish off our potatoes in a minute. Let's see what these are. How these are. Everything's doing well, y'all. Doing well. And you can fry your cornbread. I'm going to fry it alongside my chops, but I'm going to wait until I flip them. I'm going to wait until I flip them at least once. Okay? And now that timer is going off. So we've been in here for 12 minutes cooking since I set that timer. And that means my potatoes are ready to get thickened. You don't want to cook them too long or they'll be falling to pieces. And I cut them pretty little, so we're going to get them off. Bring them over here. And pour in. Oh, here it is. Pour this in there, and I got to stir them up. That should just thicken right up. And you could cook it a little bit on the stove to cook that cornstarch if you want to. I'm going to see how it does just sitting here. If it don't thicken up, then we'll slide it back over there and turn it back on. Because I do have some in the starch in the bottom. That's not quite brown enough for me. You want to see that blood coming through like that. That's good. Means it's getting done. All right, let's flip our okra. Getting nice and brown. Getting nice and brown. Looks delicious. Chris must be hungry. He's quiet tonight. You hungry, Chris?
Not all that.
You got your thing on to talk?
Mm-hmm.
You just ain't talking, are you? Y'all, I feel a lot better. I'm sure y'all were asking. It's amazing what a antibiotic does. They're like miracle workers. Okay, here we go. Flip these.
Mm-hmm.
They look good. Now we're going to set some cornbread next to it. Let me look at this. Well, that looks pretty good. I'm going to set it right here and let it just barely simmer a minute. Just barely simmer till we get to eating. And I mean barely. Now let's fry us up a piece of cornbread. This is going to be good. If you don't want to wait on cornbread in the oven, just make you some. Mix it up. Put it in here and let it fry with everything else. Really, when you're frying cornbread, because you are frying it in oil, you don't have to add oil to it. And I put a little olive oil in there. This is looking really good. Getting good and crunchy. Now, if you've got your okra breaded with flour, I mean, you still have to make sure and not turn it too much, but it usually does pretty good. And don't
fall off.
Yeah, fall off like the cornmeal does. That cornmeal just falls off. And it's just all in the bottom of the skillet when you get ready to eat. But it don't do that if you don't put it on there. All right. Did I salt and pepper everything?
Yes.
Except the potatoes.
Yeah, except the potatoes.
All right. So we'll salt and pepper the potatoes. I like a lot of pepper in my potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Get a bit of salt. And of course, they get a little butter. Little butter. Y'all, we are doing it. Doing it. Is that okra about ready, Chris?
Yep.
Getting brown, ain't it?
It's ready.
It's ready. Ready.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that looks good.
So you're going to put it on that plate?
This. My chops go on a different one. I got one ready over there for my chops. Now, we don't usually fry more than one thing when we eat supper, but when okra's coming in, we do.
Eat it while you can.
Yep, we eat it while we can. So if it's this time of year, then I will fry two things because I like to fry my meat when I'm eating certain meats, and I'm going to fry my okra. Now, I will eat boiled okra. Chris is not as excited about boiled okra as I am.
I will not eat boiled okra.
And I love it. But, all right, we're going to drop the rest of this cornbread.
Oh, I cut that off.
Well.
I thought you was done with it.
Oh, it's loud, ain't it?
You got to flip that cornbread over there, too.
I know.
One of these days.
This is hotter on this side.
It is hot.
This wok is wonderful. I love this thing. It's a cast iron wok.
We're frying our...
It is so nice.
cornbread in a wok, just like they do in China.
Yeah,
Oh, that Chinese,
I love
the
this wok.
Chinese fried
They
cornbread.
know what they're doing when it comes to having a wok.
Uh,
All right. Yeah, I'm cooking these at a lot lower temp than I did the okra, and so these aren't going to be as brown. Lord, they're not even hardly getting done. Those are going to be quite different
yeah, they're already.
than the other ones.
They're already ready to flip.
Yep, they're too
Beyond
hot.
ready. They're gonna get.
I gotta turn them down.
Yeah, they're gonna be raw.
I hope not. I turned them down a little bit.
Okay.
Could have made them all little. Some of y'all, it just drives y'all crazy when I beat my spoon on the side of stuff.
So-
Lord have
So
mercy.
She does it twice.
Yep. When I first started cooking online, I beat my spoon on everything. I threw everything into the sink. I mean, literally threw it in there. And so I had to change quite a few things that I was used to doing because I really did do that. All right, I'm turning this up.
Those are ready.
And getting these real crunchy before I get them out, making sure they're good and hot and crunchy. Yeah, I know they're ready, but I want to make sure that coating's crunchy. I know.
Okay.
I want to make sure the coating's good and crunchy.
Okay.
So I'm probably gonna just turn it up. Because I love for that to be nice and crunchy when you go to take a bite. And there you can see it's working. Working. All right. This is for my chops. My cornbread. Let me just see if it's done. No. It's just going to take just a minute. Y'all. Now.
There they are. Star of the show.
Chops. Now this cornbread ought to be done. It ought to be done. I'll let it cook just a second longer. Then we're going to eat, y'all. How's that looking, Mr. Nichols?
Looks good.
All right, let's take a look. Let's go ahead and take these out. I know they're ready. Turn this off. Ooh, I'm smoking. I hope that alarm don't go off. I better turn it on, y'all. All right. Here. I got to get those on something. These will be our air fryer warm-up ones. So then that way I'll know they'll be good and done on the inside too. We'll eat the other ones for supper. Off, 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 off. All right, y'all. Come on over here and we'll make us a plate. There's our potatoes. That's exactly how they're supposed to look. They're not supposed to be thick. Stewed potatoes are supposed to kind of run on the plate. But boy, are they good. Good, good, good. All right, let's get me a plate. Hope y'all are hungry.
Yeah, that was quick. Frying, if you want to cook something fast, frying is the fastest way. But like she says, we usually don't fry a whole bunch of stuff. But we are today.
Yeah, this time of year we do fry a little more. All right, I'm not going to put this on the plate like I normally would because, well, I'm not going to fill it up
okay.
Because I don't want my okra to get soggy, if that makes sense. So there's some potatoes right there. Some beautiful okra on the plate.
And peppers.
A piece of fried cornbread. And this beautiful pork chop. I don't really know which one's the prettiest. Probably that one.
Well, don't get the prettiest one. You want to take a picture with that.
They're both so pretty. I don't know. And there's all you have it. All there is to it. I'm going to get me something to taste it with. I'm going to tell you, that okra we grow, it is so good. You're going to put the pepper on there and slice a tomato. I'm going to slice me a tomato since you're going to do that.
Might as well.
And we got the potatoes, remember. They're not on the plate.
They're beside it.
There you go. And there's your potatoes. So let's give it a taste. I'm going to taste this cornbread. Y'all ready?
It's getting done.
That's good just by itself. That's really good.
You could eat that with some pinto beans.
Yes, it would be good with beans. I gotta get me a knife. And let's try this chop.
Marcy'd like to try it.
Yeah, she would. Good and done. It was in there plenty long enough to be done, and then some.
Can't beat a pork chop.
Yum.
You don't have to do a whole lot to it either, do you?
No. Okra with tomato, you cannot beat. And my stewed potatoes really are like most people's potato soup. The only difference in mine, in my potato soup, like I told y'all earlier, is that I use a little chicken bouillon in it. It's really good. That's the only difference.
Yeah, it's too bad. We can't ever get our okra
Yum.
to come out from the garden at the same time as the tomatoes.
No.
Because it's so hot down here, our tomatoes play out pretty early. So
our tomatoes come in early.
We never get them at the same time.
So we could actually put these potatoes up and eat them as a potato soup the next day too. They're so good. So I hope you've enjoyed watching Collard Valley Cooks. cooking up good old-fashioned foods just like our mamas did. We will see you next time. Come back and see us. Love ya.